Hi everyone, I'm getting ready to choose my fabrics for my Sewing with Sandy sew along on the Barnstar sampler starting in January. And this is the book, Shelley Kavanaugh. And if you go to her website, you will find that she has printable swatch sheets with the fabrics she actually used, and then also printable, allowing you to choose your own fabrics. And if you look here, this is her website, chorusquilts.com/Barnstar. So I would highly recommend that you go there. Also on that website, there are pattern corrections, and you definitely need those. So what I did was just printed those off and put them in my book in the pages that needed to be corrected. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I am going to use my Tula stash. This is part of it. I hate to admit, part of it. So I got these containers out and I have them here on the long arm. And you can see there's all of the different lines. I have bolts of Tula also in my storage room with all the other bolts of fabric that I keep. And I also have a bin of scraps somewhere, and I'm not sure, but this is pretty much all of the Tula. And I'm just going to pull the colors that I want. I'm not going to stick within one single line. I'm going to pull the colors that I want, and I'm going to try to focus on fussy cutting whenever I can for some of the bigger squares, and some of the bigger blocks should be able to do some cool fussy cutting. And I'm going to start with cutting fabrics for specific blocks and putting those in plastic baggies, which will be labeled. And I have a retreat coming up the first or second week of January. I'll be taking those with me to retreat, and that is where I will start constructing my blocks for this quilt. I'm deciding on, if you notice on her sampler swatch, you can see that she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different backgrounds that she used. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to use for background, but for sure I'm going to use some of this, and I may use a solid that goes with this, a solid whitish cream. Haven't really decided for sure on that. On the colors, I'm definitely going to choose my own color. This quilt is beautiful. It has way too much blue for me. I'm not a blue fan, so there definitely won't be that much blue. I'm gonna try to incorporate some of Tula's kind of peachy colors, and of course pinks, which are my favorite, and lime greens, which I love. And we'll see how they turn out. So as I go along, I'll be making more videos, showing you more things. But for now, this is where I'm starting. And if you have time to be thinking about your fabric choices to sew along on the Facebook page, Sewing with Sandy, now's the time to be making sure you have your book, print off your corrections, get your swatch figured out, and we'll be ready to roll once January comes around. Happy quilting!